I told y'all that this moment would begin to occur. Wow. See how Stadia now has the pundits backtracking big time. Let's get into it.
Stay sick cause I follow my gut. They say I was pushing my luck. I'ma push me a matte all black truck. Oh, I'm not sorry.
What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again with another episode of the Stadia Dosage, baby. Do me a huge favor before we get into this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when your boy's dropping these doses. I appreciate all of y'all straight up. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know the reason. And y'all know the slogan. I am not too proud to ask. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So, we know Baldur's Gate came out the week prior to this recording. We know that Baldur's Gate is making a big splash. It is currently #1 on Steam, right? It's killing it on the scene. Yeah, I got bars. I had a talk with developers. Mike, I forget his name. I think it's Magic Mike or something like that. Cromwell of Larian Studios, where I took one of his tweets and I highlighted it and I said, people are out here saying that there is no big push for Baldur's Gate on Stadia, and I meant as far as like consumers, but he took it a different way, which is still fine because he covered an area that nobody's really talking about. He said, who's saying silly, crazy, silly, stupid, silly stuff like that? And he explained how there's XYZ teams doing this, that, and the other to make the Stadia experience fantastic. And we've seen instances of that. We have seen the homie Wolfhard FPS go online, try to download Baldur's Gate on Steam because he's a big time Baldur's Gate fan, remembering that it's on Stadia, gets it on Stadia, boop, bop, boop. He's in the game and he's loving it. And he sent out an intro to the Stadia community. I'm going to do more Stadia streams. I love you guys. And we said, we love you too, Wolfhard. Then we looked at the numbers and saw that he had 5,000 people watching at one time. 5,000 people watching as this all went down. And at the time of this recording, at least 53,000 people saw it in totality. And he's not the only one. Streamer after streamer, gamer after gamer, video after video, everybody seeing the power of Stadia. Then Stadia's coming out with these killer ads, just like knocking it out the park. They're now getting more engaged in streamers' videos. They showed up in the homie Eddie Player One's videos. The homie Bill from Stadia Cast said they showed up in his stream, and so forth and so forth. And I think they showed up in Sonny's too. Speaking of Sonny had more people watching his stream of Baldur's Gate 3 than were watching Game Informer when they were streaming it. He was beating major publications. Stadia is getting major play. Now, I told y'all I get people hitting me behind the scenes. Hey, yo, MM2K, don't tell nobody, please. But I'm liking that Stadia. You know what I'm saying? Some of your favorite YouTubers is doing it. And I respect their privacy. So I don't go out there and say nothing. As long as they're enjoying the platform, and I know the platform is growing, whether it's behind the scenes or in front of the scenes, that is helping its long-term stability for people like me and you, who may have some concerns like, is this thing going to be sustained? Is Google going to pull the plug? Believe you me, this is a long-term project. Even if it was like doing real bad, right? Google ain't pulling this because they need data. They're trying to do something granular. But trust me, it's not doing real bad. You know what I'm saying? I think it's on its way, from stuff that I see, it looks like it's on its way to possibly outpace the OG Xbox. And as the OG Xbox had Halo at launch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't the console that was running neck and neck with the PlayStation 2, you know what I'm saying? But it was one that opened up the floodgates in future generations to Xbox really making a name for itself in the gaming community with the 360 and so forth. And I think we're going to see that as we transition from the Gen 1 platform to the Gen 2. All right? So, again, the power of the platform is being highlighted. We had people a couple weeks ago that tried to, rain on that parade with the whole Sabrina Chromecast thing. It looks like it's making it look like that Stadia don't care anymore. For only in the blink of an eye, for all that to be thrown out of the window. And I have a Sabrina Chromecast. So the majority of the lamestream media that was reporting that garbage, they didn't know what they was talking about. They were listening to some inner rumblings that we had, and they flew with it. They said, it's time to chop a video. Video time. Click moment. I can't be mad at them. That's why I told us in the community, we got to be mindful of what we say and the emphasis we put on stuff. You know what I'm saying? The audio got to match the visuals. I have Sabrina at home. When you try sideloading Stadia on Sabrina, then makes it air apparent why they don't want to launch with this thing, but why they can't hold it back. They can't hold it back because they got to make that holiday season. And them getting into the TV market this holiday season and going against Amazon Fire Stick products is going to be big for them if they're successful. And I'm going to let you know this right now. I already like the Google TV Sabrina more than I like my Fire Stick. Wow. And I love my Fire TV and my Fire Cube, but it's a lot more responsive. It operates a lot better. I get all types of hiccups with the Amazon Fire TV. I don't get it. I haven't gotten it with this. So all of it makes sense now. All of it is starting to unravel. When I say all of it, that it is the lies, the bloviation, the over-exaggeration that the lamestream media had about Stadia. And it's all coming to a boil now, and it's all air apparent thanks to our friends over at The Verge. Let me show you something. This is a tweet that I sent because our friends at The Verge wrote this eye-opening article not too long ago, highlighting the fact that for Xcloud, the thing that is getting all these accolades and all this praise out there for the cloud gaming service, that they said, look, y'all, it's time to be real. Let's take off the clickbait shackles now. Now we got to keep it jiggy. There's too much out there that's going to expose us. Now it's time to pivot. Fun time is over, all right? Where we could make clickbait articles, clickbait videos about Stadia, and people just fall for it and believe it. That time is over. We're now about to get exposed. It's time for us to pivot. And the first signs of that is here. Now, I'm going to tell you my bylines for these articles, and I'm going to show you particular excerpts. I say, this is all I've been saying the last 12 months. Let me make this bigger for those of y'all so y'all can see. As I predicted, as Stadia grew through all the means that I spoke of prior, the media would be forced to backtrack. Nothing against Xcloud. It will grow. But it's time for Stadia to get spoken of truthfully, for the sake of transparency to the gamer/consumer. At the end of the day, it's the real deal and worth a look. And this article is from one of the most Stadia-hating publications out there in the world, The Verge. The Verge, yes, The Verge. I read and opine. Follow me here. Xcloud is an unfinished but inspiring glimpse of how we might game in the future. Microsoft's cloud gaming service can't compete with Stadia right now, but it's getting there. What? Microsoft's cloud gaming service can't compete with Stadia right now, but it's getting there. My God, my God, my God. But it doesn't end there. A major excerpt from this publication, from this article, reads as follows. Stadia loads much faster on mobile, and it has the benefit of working on more platforms. On Google Stadia, we've seen games load 2 or 3 times faster with full-fledged console titles like Destiny 2 or Shadow of the Tomb Raider, or often just 20 to 30 seconds on Stadia's Android mobile app. Mortal Kombat 11, one of the few games available on both services, loads into its menu on Stadia after just 30 to 35 seconds or so, compared with the more than a minute of time it takes to boot up on Xcloud. And while Destiny 2 takes about almost the same time of load on both platforms and retains your PC save file on Stadia, I found playing Xcloud to be much choppier. Look, people, I don't even want to play this game with a lot of people. When I say a lot of people, there are 2 people that I'm talking to. Person number 1 is the befuddled and the pessimistic community member who may have their mind share starting to embed elsewhere. They may have looked at Stadia and they've said, you know what, it isn't for me. And they looked elsewhere. And now their mind share slowly starting to fade to somewhere else. They play more games there. They really like what the platform or platforms that they're looking at has to offer. And they said, you know what? I've come to realize that I really need to know that XYZ games are coming day and date. And until I know that XYZ games are coming day and date, I just don't feel comfortable here. And that's fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Those are your vices. You take those vices with you, and God bless you. I hope you find the comfortability and the security that you need with that vice elsewhere. But for the stability of the platform overall, you got to be self-aware, and you got to understand which bucket you may fit into if that is your vice. You represent the 5%, not the 95% of gamers, which Stadia has said is part of its core demographic. And just as far as volume is concerned, it's going to be its largest core part of its core demographic. And data shows, and nothing shows to the contrary, that those gamers are more and more coming to the platform because they're like, oh, this satisfies my casual gaming needs. I used to like gaming, but because of the entry price and the entry point, I couldn't do it, or because of the time that it took to download and invest in it, I ain't got to worry about that anymore. I just click a couple of buttons, I'm in a game, boom goes the dynamite, right? So with that said, I can play games like the games you see on screen right now, Cyberpunk 2077. I hear a lot about that game. I can play games like Marvel. I hear a lot about that game. I hear that the Maddens are definitely coming. The FIFAs are coming. That's cool. I'm gradually getting back into gaming. I don't need all this stuff to be day and date. There are a lot of consumers like that out of the bigger pool of gamers or potential gamers, which is the casual crowd. They're coming over. Now, for us, the 5% that got to know XYZ games there are their day and date, this may not jive for the majority of hardcore gamers, and that's okay. It eventually will get there, but until it gets there, you can go game elsewhere. That's fine. You participated in this early phase. It wasn't for you. It either was or it wasn't. You took the risk. You didn't like it. Now it's time to move on. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. However, to equate the fact that, okay, I took this risk, I don't like it, and it's going to fail, again, jives against any, regardless of any data that I've seen, jives against the fact that the core demographic is XYZ. And XYZ, for all intents and purposes, are adapting to the platform. Secondly, when you listen to the mainstream media, they also fall into that trap. That, oh, the 5% don't praise Stadia, therefore it's failing. But again, time after time, when they put it up against all of its platforms that it's supposed to compete with, it outperforms them. First it was GFN. Then GFN started losing games, and now they don't have 4K, right? And then GFN isn't getting all the big ticket games, you know what I'm saying? Like how Stadia is getting. Stadia not only got Marvel, but they're getting 2K. They got 2K21, which GFN will never get. They'll never get the EA stuff, right? And they got Baldur's Gate, which they're not gonna get, right? Right. So now that we know that the exclusive content that's coming to Stadia that isn't present on GFN, that is gonna cost you an arm and a leg to access through Shadow, that it just ain't in part of the business model at first at launch in Luna, because now we see the pure benefits of it per people trying to download Baldur's Gate 3 and having difficulty with it and then having to switch it. Now that the pure benefit of Stadia is right there in your face, you're gonna see more and more articles like this. You're just gonna see them. And this is their way of trying to pivot to what we've been saying all along. Now, I welcome them finally saying the truth. But again, decisions have consequences. And like I said in SML podcast, I wholeheartedly mean this because I got the receipts. Because my biggest concern isn't you agreeing with me. I could care less. My gaming choices are my gaming choices. But my issue is people deceiving gamers. And for all of you in the lamestream media, we've already dealt with the people internally. I ain't worried about those that were just upset and making up stuff. But for those of you outside of our gaming community, those of you in the lamestream media that lied and lied and lied, it's great that you have articles like this. I know Google appreciates it, but I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be able to pivot unless you fall on your sword and you say, you know what? We were wrong. We were wrong in our earlier assessments. We couldn't separate the forest from the trees. Now we can. Let's move on. If you do that, then we'll let you live. But without that, you will be on the wall of shame. And once we reveal the wall of shame, man, oh man, oh man, ain't nothing gonna top that beautiful beam footage. Because again, the worst thing you can do is because you don't like something is to try to suck the oxygen off of options that could benefit other gamers. To me, that's repulsive and there's no place for that in gaming. All right, period. We gonna roll that beautiful beam footage and we gonna keep all these pundits honest. That's what we do on this platform. This platform is a steward of the truth, period. And that's it from your boy MM2K. Let me know what you think about what I had to say in the comment section below, because like I always say, who cares what I think? But if you did like what I had to say, check out the links below to follow me. Those links will lead you to the Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, the Stadia Dosage. And with all that said, you have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.